Okay, Congressman Jerry Connolly has finally arrived. Please give him a round of applause, please. He is my congressman. This is where I vote, right here at TJ. And I'm so glad you have accepted our invitation. And I'm going to ask Salam Badada to introduce the congressman to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Noor. Hi, everyone. Salam alaikum, everyone.
Wa alaikum salam.
My name is Salam Badada. I'm a senior research scientist at the George Washington University and a proud member of the First Hijra community. It is my pleasure to introduce Congressman Gerald Connolly. One of the greatest challenges of our time is to find people who are exceptional public leaders. You'll be very hard-pressed to find someone who combines the qualities of logic coming. He's a terrific role model for many of us, for the remarkable combination of dedication, of understanding, of compassion, and wisdom, all combined in one individual of great integrity in everything he does and everything he tries to do. Congressman Gerald Connolly is serving his 5th term in the U.S. House of Representatives from the Virginia's 11th District, which includes Fairfax County, Prince Williams County, and the city of Fairfax. Prior to his election to Congress, he served 14 years on the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors, including 5 years as chairman. Throughout his career, protecting and growing Northern Virginia's economy has been his top priority. In Congress, he has played a key role in securing federal dollars for transportation improvements in Northern Virginia, including completion of the Fairfax County Parkway, widening the Prince Williams County Parkway, providing ongoing support to rails to Washington, Dallas, and securing the annual federal commitment of $150 million for the regional metro system. Congressman Connolly is a senior member of the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and serves as the ranking Democrat of the Subcommittee on Government Operations. In this role, he is responsible for shaping government-wide policy for a broad range of issues, including federal workforce, federal agency oversight, and so on. He also serves on the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, using his extensive background in foreign policy, including as a senior staff member on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He has become a leading voice on foreign assistance, reform, war powers, embassy security, and democracy promotion abroad. He's got a master's degree in public administration from Harvard University, as well as a bachelor's in literature from Maryknoll College. It is a very, very great honor. Please join me in welcoming Congressman Gerald Connolly.
Salam alaikum. It's great to be with you, and happy 30th anniversary to First Hijra. I'm here today because I want to show my support for the efforts of First Hijra and for this community. We're at a difficult time right now in the United States, where the voices of nativism and exclusivity and racial and ethnic and sometimes religious prejudice have been elevated. I'm the congressman here. My grandmother was an immigrant. She did not have a skill set. She came over to the United States when she was 18 years old. She was fleeing religious persecution because she was a young Catholic girl in Protestant North Ireland in 1920 when persecution was real. She came to America penniless. She had one skill: she could sew. She took in sewing and rich people's laundry. She saved up her money and brought her invalid mother and her 2 brothers over from Ireland. And she founded a family. And her grandson became a United States congressman. That's the story of immigrants in America. It isn't always easy, and America does not always live up to its ideals. But there are more Americans who understand we are a nation of immigrants, that new arrivals refresh us and remind us of our values and help strengthen those values and help strengthen our communities, making them richer, more diverse. New Americans are often more patriotic than anybody else because they know what they left. They know the sacrifice they made, and they know the country they've come to, they want to live in. And that takes an act of courage. So we're in a difficult time. And we need your voice. And we need your activity to help our fellow Americans remember what it means to be an American. To be an American means that we're blind as to what religion you decide to practice. We champion all religions. We champion all ethnic backgrounds. We don't pick one above another. We don't discriminate against one or another. Thomas Jefferson took the Quran to his swearing in as a symbol of that unification, as a symbol of the fact that we were a country not based on a particular religion, but welcomed all. The freedom to worship as you please. And back in Ethiopia, we're seeing great changes for the better with the new Prime Minister. Finally, peace with Eritrea is a great thing. We want to make sure it's lasting. And we want Eritrea to open up to human rights and to political dissent and to pluralism. And hopefully over time, the peace treaty that's being arranged will allow for that. So great changes are happening there, and that's a hopeful thing. And hopefully they will reverberate positively here in the United States as well. So, be of good heart, be strong, and remember, we're a big, diverse country, and that we go through stages sometimes in our history. Some we're not always proud of, but we always come out of them stronger, moving toward the ideals and values we know we need to live up to as Americans. And you're part of that struggle, you're going to be part of that story. And in the end, you're going to help us all live up to those ideals enshrined in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. Thank you. I also want to give you a letter of commendation on this anniversary, and I, again, congratulate all of you. Thank you so much for being out here today. It's a privilege to stand with you. God bless you all. We're going to do a picture. Oh, yes, we need the president. All right.
Let me just say a couple of things before Congressman leaves. I know he has a commitment to go somewhere. First, Hijra is a 501c, non-political, non-profit organization. Therefore, we don't endorse any candidate. However, we encourage every community member here to exercise your civic duty by voting to any public office. I appreciate that, and that's what I want to say. I also want to thank Alex for accommodating this. Been emailing him. He's been very responsive, so thank you, Alex. Okay, right now, since we have time before we break for Zuhur, I want to welcome someone who is representing Mayor Bowler from the District of Columbia. I haven't met the person, but please come to the podium.
Thank you.
I'm sure that Mayor Bowser, if her schedule permits, should have been here. She's a great support of the community, especially we have a mosque in Washington, D.C. She is very supportive to us. I want my brother here to introduce himself because I did not have any information prior to this.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Reverend Thomas Bowen, and I'm Director of the Mayor's Office of Religious Affairs for Washington, D.C., under leadership of Mayor Muriel Bowser. How many folk here are from Washington, D.C.? All right. First of all, allow me to say happy anniversary, and to all those who are from Washington, D.C., and particularly for the work that's being done through the Center in Ward 4. I've come here just to reiterate something, and that is to say that you have a place in Washington, D.C. We are a city who's trying to represent the values of all of our residents. And we know that in times like these, we must stand up for all of our values. And we cannot do it alone. We have to do it together. I like something that I read on the website, and it talked about how we can overcome through communication. So my office seeks to outreach to all of the faith communities in Washington, D.C. to let you know that whatever needs you have, that we're here for you. And truly, if we are to win, and we shall win, and I'm talking about election, I'm talking about standing up as human beings, as residents, as neighbors, as those who understand that we have a shared humanity. So Mayor Bowser asked me to stop what I was doing on this day, to come out to Virginia, which is many miles of Washington, D.C., just to show you that we have some skin in the game and how much you really are valued. If ever you have a need, if ever you have a need, if there's something that we can help you with, just let us know. Now I know that some of you may be aware of an incident that happened just on last week, and we're thankful for MPD for a rapid response. But it does not end there, that we must send a signal to all those who dare try to come into D.C. and spew hate, that we will stand for all of our residents each and every time there is a need. I happen to lead our city's protocol when it comes to hate and bias-related crimes. That is, that when there's a hate or bias-related crime in Washington, D.C., then I, along with MPD and the Office of Human Rights, we show up and we see what's at the root cause of this, and we organize members of our community to stand up. We have a team called FACT, Faith in Action Community Teams, and we respond to all our hate and bias-related crimes, along once again with MPD and the Office of Human Rights. I know you have a long day, and there are a lot of folk who will come before you, but I just want you to know once again that you can reach out to my office anytime that you have need. I'm not going to leave immediately. I want to stay in and soak up all that's going on around me, because I understand and know that it's through communication and conversation that we become better individuals and a better community. I leave you with these words from Malty Babcock. We are not here to play, to dream, or to drift. We have work to do and loads to lift. Shun not the struggle. 'Tis God's, Allah's gift. Be strong.
Thank you, my brother. Even though our community lives all over the DMV area, there are a lot of people who live in DC. Next week, our reformer in change, Prime Minister, is coming to DC. It will be held at the convention center. Over 40,000 Ethiopians will be gathering at the convention center to hear what the Prime Minister has to say. So you have a lot of challenge. It's going to be on Saturday, the 28th of July, Saturday. So everybody's coming to DC, so you are absolutely invited. It's free to everyone. Thank you, my friend.
We need a picture.
I think the mayor is calling. Okay, moving on to our next program. Like I said earlier, we need to push everything, so don't go by what's printed on the program. So before we break for Zuhur, Shakhari, Najib, and then Nagarani, is that okay? Ways Lakomo. Okay, እንግዲህ ማማችን ከሰላት በኋላ ስላሉ ሰላት እናስቀድምና ኢንሻአላህ let's pray Dhuhr prayer and let's have a break for about an hour including Zuhur, and if you guys want to go and eat lunch in the cafeteria, there are some vendors, of course you can buy your own food. If you don't have money, you can ask us, we can pay for you, that's not a problem. So let's come back in an hour. We will start our program at 2:30.
يقدمون باتن تجان We're gonna need to start it. Oh yeah. So power off are gonna zoom to power on. Because we got this stop in our. Okay.